Okay, right, and we're live, guys. Thank you so much for dedicating your time to us. I'm Stuart Calder. I'm VP for International Sales and Marketing at NetReady. Every week we do our Facebook Live events and put out informative content across all of our channels on this lucrative multi-level marketing industry. And today is no different. I've got my celebrity guest. I'm calling him a celebrity guest because he's on all of our content. He has a wealth of knowledge within the multi-level marketing space. Richard Sletcher.
Thank you very much. Yeah, awesome. No problems at all.
Good to have you here again. I mean, it's week on week. We're just producing this awesome content and it's coming. I mean, I wish I could see what was in your brain. There's just so much content. I guess this is what we're doing.
Well, as you know, I'm 28 months away from retirement.
Yes.
And so the goal here is to download everything that I've got onto our YouTube channel so that it is at least captured for everybody. And so I'm really excited to be doing this. It's really amazing.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to miss you on these channels in those 23 months from now.
Well, Stuart, I'd love to say that I'm going to miss you, but I'm going to be traveling around the world in 28 months. I'm going to be traveling around the world and visiting places I didn't even know existed.
I want you, now picture this, in 23 months from now, I want you sitting with your car and your tent on the top, open up, looking over the whole of Kilimanjaro, watching the migration.
Exactly.
And thinking of this.
Yes.
I mean, how crazy would that be?
That would be awesome.
Okay. Look at that
I'll
mountain.
send you a photograph.
And think of me.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are we chatting about today is it's actually a question that's come up quite a bit from the people that have approached NetReady and myself when wanting to discuss the software and coming on board and just doing a bit of discovery on what their business is. They are a little bit confused between these three variants of, let's call it MLM, which is party plan, multi-level marketing, and direct selling.
Yeah.
So in this session, I want to just identify and describe each one of those three variants so that there's more clarity within the space.
100%.
Okay, so let's dive into what we discuss every single week and that of multi-level marketing. So can you give us a nice high level just to kick us off on what multi-level marketing is?
Well, multi-level marketing is a process whereby a company puts together an infrastructure, and we're talking about everything from accounting to the products to the delivery of the products, logistics, to the management of payments, an entire infrastructure, and where an individual can, at a very, very small amount of money, can buy into that infrastructure and leverage that infrastructure to generate themselves an income. So fundamentally, that's where it is. And the term multi-level marketing or multi-level comes in that if I were to join a company like that, I would be in a position to be able to recruit people who could go and sell on my behalf, and I would earn commissions off anything they sold, and they could recruit people in turn to sell on their behalves, and I would earn commission on that, and so on and so forth. So I get paid on multiple levels of people doing the same thing as me. So that's the concept of multi-level marketing, but primarily, fundamentally, at its core, it's just a micro business.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I also get the question quite often about, well, I've got an affiliate marketing company, and I'm happy with that. I don't see the evolution of my affiliate marketing company to that of multi-level marketing. I don't see the difference, but there's a big difference because in affiliate marketing, you are bound by your own time in a day. You've got your 9 hours, you're working from 8 to 5. You are bound by the number of leads and resources you can go and approach. But what happens in the multi-level marketing space with those levels and building those teams?
Well, let's just go back to affiliate marketing for a moment. If you have a look at the affiliate program, let's take an Amazon or one of those kind of companies. If I refer somebody to Amazon, then I might get a little bit of money on the first order that person places. But if they continue to buy ad nauseum, then once that affiliate link has been fulfilled, they can buy directly from Amazon and I get nothing from it.
Okay, so the fulfilled does it expire after a certain period?
No, I think that it's only your first order. I mean, if I send you to Amazon on my link and you purchase on that link at the time I send you there, then I will get some commission.
Yeah.
But if you come back in 3 weeks' time from a different computer and that cookie is not on your computer anymore and you just go and buy, Amazon won't pay me.
Yeah.
So even though I'd introduced you to, I'm not really locked to you. So that's the traditional affiliate marketing route. So guys go out there, you'll see them on YouTube specifically. They'll say, if you buy this thing using my affiliate link, I will get a small commission.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then Amazon will, or any of the companies will pay them a commission for sending that person to buy that specific product on that specific day. Okay? In multi-level marketing, it's not like that. When you become a customer of mine, you locked to me. And so every time you purchase, that purchase reflects in my team, in my volume, and I earn money from it. So there's a massive difference. Also, the amount of money you earn. If you have a look at the commissions from an affiliate program, they're very thin.
Yeah.
Whereas in the multi-level marketing space, you can earn up to 60% on the retail price of their product.
Yeah.
So there's a huge difference between an affiliate plan and a multi-level marketing business. They're not in the same league at all.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of the resources and your time, so when building teams in multi-level marketing, I think the simplest way to explain this is that you have your 9 hours in a day, but you recruit someone, you now have 18 hours in the day for sales to be made because your team is done. But when you have a team of 10,000 people,
you're leveraging other people's hours. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's such a powerful concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have to do all the sales yourself, then you've only got your time.
Right.
And the only way to increase the amount of sales you make is to put in more hours. And you run out of hours after a while.
Yeah.
With multi-level marketing, it's exactly what you're saying. You're leveraging other people's hours. So if you just get, I mean, I think it was Paul Getty said he'd rather have 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of one person's efforts.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing. It's much better to have 1% of 100 people than 100% of one, because 100 people, just 1% effort could result in far more income to you or for you.
Right.
You with me?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where multi-level marketing comes in. You're leveraging a lot of people. And I mean, some of these guys who get into the top of the networks, they've got tens of thousands of people. I mean, we've got clients of ours who've got, one of the guys has got like 40,000 people in his team. You know, and every time I look at how much he's earning, I wonder why on earth I haven't joined their company, you know. It's an obscene amount of money. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
And the guys earn millions of dollars a month at the top of these networks by leveraging a lot of people's, 1% of a lot of people's time. Yeah.
And if he's just utilizing 100% of his own time, he's not going to be earning any.
You never get that, It's very difficult,
I don't want to spend too much time on multi-level marketing. I actually want to go into the next variant, which is party plan. Okay. Okay. What is party plan?
So party plan is a flavor of multi-level marketing. Okay. So with party plan, what happens is, an example of party plan would be Tupperware. I'm sure most people have heard of Tupperware. I know that almost every house I go into, not only do people have Tupperware, but they will tell you that some of that Tupperware was inherited from their great-grandmother. So the Tupperware has been around a long, long time. Now, in a party plan environment, what happens is that a person, generally a lady, but of course it can be anybody, it can be a guy, but a lady will get a group of people together. Generally it's moms. And they'll get all of those people together, and they will have tea, and they will have cake, and often a little shot of something or other
It's ladies' night.
to get the party going. And they will then unpack their product and explain to everybody what the new exciting products are, because generally selling the old products that Tupperware has is everybody's got them already. So generally they're displaying the new products, and they will show everybody the products, and they'll say to the people, okay, and this is the catalog, and they'll go through the catalog and choose what you want.
Yeah.
The ladies at the party will then choose which pieces of Tupperware they want, and they will fill in an order, and they'll give it to the person who's at the party. She then goes back to the company, purchases the product on their behalf, and then delivers it to them. Okay, so, and these girls can make big amounts of sales through Tupperware. They can make substantial sales volumes through doing these parties. And in the party, there's strategies around how you get people to fill in their forms. Like, for example, they'll teach you to hand out the order forms at the beginning before you get started, and say, as I go through, if you see anything you like, just write it down in the order form.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, they'll collect all the order forms, and they'll say, look, my leader is looking for some new people to get involved in selling Tupperware. If you're interested, I can set up an appointment for you. Just put your name down on the top of the form or just give me your name afterwards. Now, you can see her whole focus is on selling product. And as an afterthought, if anybody wants to do this, give us a shout.
Yeah.
Okay? And so if you have a look at the structure of a party plan business, you'll have somebody like an agent who's making the sales. Above that agent, there will be a team leader who's running a small team of people. Above that person, there'll be something like a regional team leader who's running a bigger region, and so on and so forth. And it's very carefully demarcated. And to get from an agent to a team leader is not something you just do automatically. You have to be picked. When you're picked, you have to be trained. When you're trained, you would then be given an area, and you would go into that area and you'd now start selling. Most party plan companies don't make you stay in your same area. You can go and sell anywhere, but generally you would focus on your area and you'd sell to the people within that geographic region.
Yeah. I think drawing on the similarities between MLM, I know we look at the differences, but the similarities are that of in MLM, in party plan, the product is first,
Yes.
and the spillover is recruit. What we are big advocates for is that of primarily we focus on selling that product.
Yes.
If you can't sell the product, you shouldn't be involved in the business.
Yeah.
And then it's recruiting.
Yes.
So I really enjoy those the similarities between the two variants.
Yeah. So, but if you take multi-level marketing, for example, a person, a self-motivated person can go out there, build the structure and the volume, and automatically raise right up to the top, the pinnacle. They can become the crown ambassador in the business and just raise up.
Right, yeah.
With a direct selling company, the person at the top of that is fixed.
Yeah.
You don't get to the top because there's somebody who's the country manager, and underneath them they've got their regional directors, and underneath them they've got their area directors, and underneath them they've got their team leaders, and underneath those people have got the agents.
Right.
And for an agent to get up to it just doesn't happen. The country director doesn't happen. Whereas in multi-level marketing, you could have 1,000 people at the top of the network, 1,000 people getting to crown ambassador. Anybody who goes out there and makes it happen can rise right to the top.
Yeah.
The fundamental advantage, of course, of party plan is that it's incredibly stable.
Right.
And the reason for that is that as a team leader, if I bring you in as an agent, I spend an inordinate amount of time training you because I know that if you don't sell, I don't make money. And I also know that you're not just going to get promoted out from under me and disappear. So what I do is I make sure, 100% sure, that you can sell.
Right.
And if you are going to get promoted out to become a team leader, then generally what happens in a party plan structure is you would have to replace yourself with somebody that's equally good. And then you can get promoted out to a new area.
Yeah.
And you would be handpicked for that. So it wouldn't be just a case of off you go. You did X volume and off you go. It's a case of, okay, you're showing promise. We're going to train you into leadership. You need to find people to replace yourself. We need to be doing the same volume with those people as what you're doing, and then we can move you into a new area. You then go and recruit a completely new, clean team for yourself. And you train them and you get them going, and that becomes your team in your area selling the products. So it's a much more structured approach. The team and the company grows much slower, but because you don't have this explosive rapid growth, you also don't have these incredible catastrophic crashes.
The bell curve.
Yeah, so these businesses grow and they move slowly, but absolutely surely because of the high levels of training and the focus on product.
Yeah.
And these companies, the party plan companies, have all got epic products.
Yeah.
If you have a look at Avon, if you have a look at Tupperware, those are two examples of epically good Tupperware. Mary Kay, there's a number of them out there, you know.
So a big advantage is the stability.
Very big advantage.
The disadvantage is the slower growth,
Yes.
but the advantage is that there's none of that drop-off.
Yes.
Let's talk about another, what I see as a disadvantage is the scalability of my team. If I'm running party plan, I need to be there in person, arranging these sessions, bringing people into the room, and then just going through the sale.
Yes.
The difficulty, if I look at something like multi-level marketing, where we speak about the power of our e-commerce and our strategies around e-commerce, and being able to sell anywhere on this planet.
Yes.
If I look at party plan, I have to be there physically.
Yes, you have to have your team physically in place. The party plan companies took a bit of a bath during this this COVID thing.
Right.
That was very hard for them.
Yeah.
Because party plan is very much a belly-to-belly type of process. You get people around. It's a social gathering. There's an entire social element to it. And on top of it, somebody's hosting the party. So I say to you, hey, Stuart, listen, why don't you host a party? If you host a party, I'm going to give you this nice gift. I'm going to give you that nice present. You're going to get this special deal. You're going to get this coupon, whatever. So you go out and you organize 5 or 6 of your friends to get together. I come and I present to 5 or 6 of the friends, and then they purchase. And I give you a gift that is equal to a percentage of the purchases that you've made.
Yeah.
So I mean, the whole process is based on you being the host of this party, or in most cases, hostess. During the end of the process, once I've got all of my forms in, I say to everybody, listen, guys, I'm looking for somebody to host my next party. Who would like to get this incredible present that Stuart just got? You know? And if you host a party for us, you automatically get this incredible present.
Yeah.
And so you get a couple of people put up their hands. Yes, I'd love to do it. We had fun here today, didn't we? Yes, we did. And that person will then host the party. So you literally get your leads by going from one party to the other.
Yeah.
That's how you build your client base.
Yeah.
Now let's say you've hosted 100 parties. You've got 100 people that you can go back to, host another party for you, or who you can sell additional product to. You've got all of these customers that have built up from you, and you can actually start following up with those customers and selling them additional products and getting each one of those customers to host a party for you. So it's quite a powerful way of generating an income. And a lot of the people who do it on a fairly full-time basis. They go out there and they run these parties, and they can run 5 parties a week, and they can do, $200-300 a week in commissions.
Yeah.
$400 a week, and can earn themselves a reasonable income. Sorry, $400. No, they're doing probably $600-700 a week, and earning themselves a livable wage.
Right. Yeah. $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
And in terms of the scalability of these businesses to go into new regions, I mean, with multi-level marketing, it's we have a simple strategy in which to enter a new region.
Yeah. Who do you know in that country?
Who do you know? 30,000 people sitting in the UK. So who do you know in Germany? 30,000 people will know 30,000 people in Germany, and you've got 60,000 people in your global network.
Yeah.
Okay, and the same thing. What happens with Party Plan? Does it follow the same format?
Not really, no. Because when you go into a new country, you can't just say to your existing network, who do you know in Germany, and we'll pay you for them coming on board. That doesn't happen. So when you go into a new area, you're actually advertising for salespeople, you're getting the salespeople in, you're training them, you're going to have 2 or 3 people you're training to leadership positions. Generally, you will sign up somebody as the regional general distributor for that country. They will find their distributors, you'll find their team leaders, who will find their agents.
Yeah.
And so it's a top-down approach there, not a bottom-up approach.
Right.
And so that takes a lot more time to leverage a new country, takes time.
Okay. We look at the global statistics on multi-level marketing in this industry, and 82% of total network marketers, people involved across these 3 variants, are female.
Yes.
Now, when we look at Party Plan, what sort of products, and we've spoken about the Tupperwares, the Mary Kays, the Amways of the world.
No, Amway is not Party Plan.
The Avons. Is that those are the products that are ideally fit within Party Plan, because it's a female audience that will host events at one another's house.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for people listening out there, if you have products that fit into, and that's your target audience, well, maybe Party Plan is the way to go for those reasons.
Yeah, especially if the product needs a demonstration. So if you've got Avon is a prime example.
Yeah.
The person has to be clued up on those cosmetics and needs to understand how to apply them. There's a lot of training that goes in.
Yeah.
On top of it, each one of those agents has got to look the part. You can't come in there looking like a schlamperdink and try and sell that kind of product. It just doesn't work. So in that kind of scenario, you actually have a very sort of, let's call it, sophisticated person selling those products, and it's as I said, it's a slower process.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think we've got a good idea on what party plan is and the differences between that and MLM. Let's go into the third variant, which is direct selling.
Okay.
Okay. What is direct selling?
Well, for the most part, direct selling is much more male-oriented. Okay, I mean, in my experience, and we've had quite a bit of experience in the direct selling space, it seems to be aimed at very high-priced items
Okay.
that require very sophisticated demonstrations and where it is highly goal-oriented. Now, in general, and I mean, I'm generalizing now because we've had, I was with a company called Rainbow. We sold vacuum cleaners
Yes. Yeah.
many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
And so what we found there is that for the most part, highly goal-oriented people that wanted to be in the Rainbow space were generally men. We had some female ladies who were very, very successful in our space, but we found that that was more of a exception than the rule. We would take anybody. I mean, when we were looking for salespeople, you know, if a person showed promise, we would obviously take them. And so there was no issue of not taking a lady, but they just didn't want the business. Now, the way that works is that you've got a very solid structure. So in Rainbow, I'll give you an example. We had what we called a regional general distributor who owned the country. And he would import the vacuum cleaners into South Africa. We were running it in South Africa. And he would then be the central warehouse for all the vacuum cleaners around the country. Below them, we had a thing called a satellite. And this is a person who owned a very large region. So we'd have a satellite who would own quite a big geographic region.
Okay.
And you couldn't take over his position. He was the satellite in that region. That was it. He would then appoint distributors, which would have smaller geographic regions, areas in his region. So, for example, at the time I became a distributor. I became a satellite because I bought into one of the big satellites in the Western Cape. But at the time I became a distributor for a small section of Cape Town. It was Grassy Park, Mitchell's Plain, Lotus River, those areas.
Yeah.
And I became the distributor for that area. Under the distributors, we had what we called candidate distributors, who were like team leaders, and under the candidate distributors were dealers.
Yeah.
Now, in order to make a sale, you had to be very slick because this was a extremely expensive vacuum cleaner. Now, you can go out to Pick and Pay or one of the retail stores and you can buy a vacuum cleaner for 500 Rand in South Africa. And at the time, we were selling the Rainbows for 12,000 Rand.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just an order of magnitude more expensive.
So what is that, $800?
It was expensive.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's very, very expensive. And so you would have to be extremely slick at closing. Now, you don't just get slick at closing overnight. It takes practice and it takes a lot of work. So the way that we would do it is, first of all, we'd spend 2 weeks in the classroom teaching the person how to do this. And we'd practice every single part of the presentation. Then we'd take that person out into the field and they would watch a good salesperson making sales. And they would see how that process worked, because you now had to take them from understanding the process to believing that if they do the process, the sale would actually take place. Then what we would do is we would, the salesperson and the new recruit would do the thing together. So the new recruit would do some of it, salesperson would do some of it, and the salesperson would close.
Yeah.
Then what would happen is that the new recruit would do all of it, but the salesperson would be there to help close. And then finally, the salesperson would sit and watch this person do the presentation and would make notes about, you know, where he could improve things, etc. And then finally, that person would be on their own going out and making sales.
Right, yeah.
And obviously, if you didn't get it right in the training process, the guy didn't eat, because for the most part, this was a full-time occupation. In the direct selling industry, the guys come along and they join you and they do this as a job. And you pay them extremely well. Every time they made a sale on the Rainbow, I think we were paying them about 1,000 Rand, which was about $150, which was, no, it was more than that. It was about 2,000 Rands, so about $300. So it's a good chunk of the $10,000, of the 12,000 Rand that we were selling for would go to the guy.
Yeah.
And so if he sold 3 or 4 machines a week,
he could make good money.
Not only make good money, he was making better money than he could make in a normal job here.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was making really good money. And so we would go out there and we'd teach these people to do it. But the structure was as such, if you were a dealer, you were a dealer.
Yeah.
That's it. You didn't become a distributor. There was no space for you
Yeah.
to become a distributor because I owned that area. And so you could not become a distributor in my area. You might say, listen, I would like to start a little team and I might have a hole in a certain space for you. And I say, okay, I'm going to appoint you as a candidate distributor in that area. And you can go and run a little team of 5 or 10 people and go and work in that area. That's fantastic. You come into the office on Monday, we'd have a meeting, we'd teach you what we needed to teach you, and then you'd go out and you'd sell in that area.
Yeah.
And so you can see that in the direct selling space,
Yes.
it's a much more aggressive. I remember, we've had some funny experience. So the Rainbow, just while we're on the subject,
Yeah.
it's an incredible machine. I'm
Yeah.
still totally in love with the thing.
Yeah.
The way that it worked is that it had a bowl of water at the bottom and a separator, and the concept is wet dirt doesn't fly. So you'd suck the dirt into the water, the separator would separate the dirt from the air, and what would come out of this was beautiful smelling fresh air.
Cool. Wow.
And so that was the whole principle of this. And it was incredibly effective. We'd go into the houses and we'd pull dirt and we'd pull dirt and we'd pull dirt. And this is where the skill come in.
Yeah.
Because you had to teach the guy to put the dirt everywhere. The whole pitch was to pull dirt. And so by the time you finished demonstrating the machine, there was just like a sea of dirt everywhere. We'd go and vacuum the person's mattress,
Yeah.
and you get this thick wad, that thick,
Oh, no.
of dead skin
Oh.
and dust mites that would come out of that bed. And you do that several times so that you had this crap all, this,
Yeah.
sorry, excuse the language. You'd had this stuff lying all over.
Yeah.
And then you'd get to the end of the presentation, and we taught our guys to do what we call a reverse out close.
Yeah.
So what you would say, you'd have Mary and John sitting here, and I don't want any chirps about sexism, please. Mary and John sitting here,
Yeah.
and very traditional home. Mary's doing the cooking.
Yeah.
John's out in the garage with his buddies having a drink of beer and
Yeah,
fixing
yeah.
his car. Traditional type of scenario.
Yeah.
So we'd ask the questions. Mary, if you had this product, would you use it?
Yeah.
Now, don't answer me. John, if Mary's prepared to use this product, would you get it for her? Now, while you guys are discussing it, I'm going to pack up. Now, the big thing here is that the person who talks first actually loses. So
Right.
you've got to teach your salespeople to shut up. So we turn our back and we start packing up, and that's how we taught them to keep quiet. Pack up your product, and it doesn't matter what Mary said, doesn't matter what John says. They're having a big argument, doesn't matter. You pack up, and then at some point the noise dies down, and you turn back to them and say, Mary, if you had it, you would use it, wouldn't you? And she says, what's
Yeah.
she going to say?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to use it. I like all of this filth in my home. So you're not to say that. And John, if she'd use it, you'll buy it for her, won't you?
Right. Yeah.
And he knows that his life is not worth living if he says no at this
No.
point. And then, so that's how we closed.
Okay.
But you can see that the training, teaching the guys how to pull the dirt,
Yeah.
teaching them how to use the machine, teaching them how to ask those questions,
Yeah.
teaching them how to nod and smile, teaching them how to get down on their knee in front of the person or the people, the
Yeah.
couple, and actually show them the dirt, and then let them feel the dirt, let them experience the dirt, and they're just sitting there cringing because their house is absolutely filthy.
Yeah.
You with me? So in the direct selling industry, and okay, that was a bit of a long-winded chirp, but you can understand in the direct selling industry,
Yeah.
you've got a high-priced product that
Yeah.
needs an incredibly good presentation,
Yeah.
and you're going to teach your salespeople to do that presentation,
Yeah.
close the deals.
Yeah.
In a party plan, you've got a lower-priced product where a person can take all the products out, show a catalog, and people will order.
Yeah.
So in the direct selling, it's a sale. In the party plan, it's a buy.
Yeah.
So it's a pull rather than a push. In the multi-level marketing space, it's organic.
Yeah.
Whereas people just, they see the product, they see the opportunity, they join, and if they're any good, they rise up through the ranks. They do all of their training with their network, with their team leaders, but a team leader could actually spawn a Crown Ambassador and still earn money off that Crown Ambassador.
Yeah.
Whereas that doesn't happen in the party plan or in the direct selling.
Yeah.
If a person gets up through the ranks, you lose them and you stop earning from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The common thread that we're getting through all three of these variants, but it's coming through quite clearly in direct selling is that of training.
Yeah.
I mean, training is imperative, and if you're not training your people the right way, well, then you got a business that's going to fail or take a long
Absolutely.
time to get off the ground.
Yeah, and I talk about Amway's. I mean, Amway's training I've always thought is exceptional. And I've joined like every MLM company out there because we try to find out what's going on in the industry. We need to understand it. And the training I got from Amway was just exceptional.
Yeah.
And what they did is every single product had videos and product videos. I could learn about every single product that they had, every single product range. They had these incredible videos to teach you how to sell those products. And then they had teams of people who were teaching you about the compensation plan, and we had teams of people who were teaching about multi-level marketing. And then there was motivational videos and motivational tapes to keep you pumped up. And so, that side of things, if you don't train your people, you've only got yourself to blame when your business fails. Because training is the difference. Training is the difference between success and failure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter whether you're in party plan, MLM, direct selling, doesn't matter. Training is the difference between success and failure.
We did a whole session on training, and towards the end of it, I remember we were saying we could spend 6 hours, 6 different sessions on training through the various elements of your people.
Yeah.
I mean, you come into a business as then we do draw comparison to that of a traditional business, where an employee comes in. Are you just going to expect them to know how to do the job? Of course not.
Exactly.
You're going to go through an induction and a full training session so that they do the job that you've trained them to do.
Exactly.
And it's the same thing within these 3 variants.
100%. 100%. And if you, as an agent in the multi-level marketing space, want to build a powerful team, step number 1, you need to train the people you bring in.
Yeah.
If you think you can just throw mud against the wall and see what sticks, you're badly mistaken. That's not a way to succeed. Training, as far as I'm concerned, training is everything.
Okay. When deciding on becoming a direct selling business, is it based on the fact that you have one high-priced item?
Or you might have several high-priced items.
Okay, so that's also possible? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
So as soon as you've got a product that requires a sophisticated level of selling, and that has got a fairly high price, you need to go the direct selling route.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if you need to explain something to somebody, you cannot get a noob to do that. You'll just burn the leads. You need a person who's properly trained to actually pitch your product.
Yeah. Right.
In Tupperware, in a party plan environment, there's less of an imperative on that because the product is self-evident and is priced at a point where people will buy it. As I said, direct selling is a push. You've got to sell the product. It's a sell, not a buy.
Yeah.
Party plan is a buy,
Yes.
not a sell.
Yeah.
So you can be very, very gentle on that side. Here, you've got to be able to close.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to deal with objections. You've got to know how to deal with those objections. You've got to be able to ask the questions after the objection. You've got to know how to ask for the order, and you've got to know how to shut up and wait for the client to give it to you. That's an aggressive selling environment.
Yeah.
Whereas on a party plan, it's a gentle environment.
Yeah.
We've got 5 of my mates around.
Yeah.
We show them all this cool product. They get excited. They buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, one of the big party plan success stories is the adult toy industry. And that's just like hugely successful because these women all get together. They check out all of these cool toys. They're in a safe space. They're in a safe environment. And they order. And it gets delivered to them. And everybody's there feeling secure in that space. Now, you're not easily going to do that via e-commerce. Very difficult.
Yeah.
You're definitely not going to do it in a multi-level marketing space because there's too many people know your business. Guy looks down the network, sees, Mary Smith, 15 levels deep from me, who's my brother's sister's uncle's cousin, just bought this.
Yes. Whatever.
How?
Yeah.
No. Now, that won't work.
Yeah.
So that's where a party plan thing can come into play. And as I say, it's high priced on the direct selling.
Yeah. A message has just come through while going through this is on direct selling. So on direct selling, do you have the same difficulties with expanding to new regions as you do with party plan, or is it as easy as multi-level marketing?
No, okay. So in direct selling and in party plan, you don't have the organic process. With a multi-level marketing business, you've got 30,000 people in England, and you want to start in Germany.
Yep.
You just say to your 30,000 people, guys, who do you know in Germany?
Yeah.
And if they sign up, we're going to pay you commission.
Yeah.
And off you go. And so you can expand into a new region like that with MLM. With both party plan and direct selling, it's a top-down approach. So what you do with that is you say, you go into the country and you advertise for somebody who's going to own the whole country. So in Rainbow, it was called the regional general distributor. And they need to have capital.
Yeah.
So they'll go out and they'll invest $1 million and they'll bring in $1 million worth of vacuum cleaners in the Rainbow case,
Yeah.
or whatever product it is. They then go out and they recruit their satellites, who recruit their distributors, and everybody's paying a premium to get in there. To become a satellite and to own an area costs you. It's like a franchise.
Okay.
To become a distributor and own an area costs you. It's like a franchise. And so on and so forth, until you've got this network of people around the country selling the product. And it's a fairly slow and fairly organic process in terms of a satellite goes out there and advertises for distributors who advertise for dealers, and the training goes top down, and you have a team of people out there selling.
Yeah.
And it can be effective. I mean, we sold tens of millions of dollars worth of vacuum cleaners in a little country like South Africa,
Yeah.
based on a very sophisticated, slick sales process. An incredible product. I must just tell you, I think the product was worth every cent that they charged for it.
Yeah.
So incredible product, incredible thing, and then obviously this very top-down structure where it came from the top down. But it's slow. If I'm an MLM and I say, hey, listen, guys, we're launching in Germany, who do you know? I can have 30,000 people a month from now operating in Germany.
Sure.
When Amway launched in India, they just said to their global network, who wants to come with us for the ride? And people from all over the world went to India, signed up in India, and actually got their Indian teams up and running.
Yeah.
All the top leaders were in there. Everybody was in
Yeah.
there making it happen.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I think we've highlighted the differences between the three variants, being multi-level marketing, party plan, and direct selling. There's big advantages and disadvantages to all variants. We are obviously big advocates for that of multi-level marketing for the reasons we've just gone through. However, there is space for the products and the type of business that you want to establish in that of party plan and direct selling. So I want to come into land here and just direct attention to everyone watching today, is that there is space in all three of these variants, and I hope we've highlighted the differences between all three, and we've given you more of an indication of what those three variants means. If you have any questions, we are on Facebook. We've got our NetReady Facebook page. We've also got our YouTube channel where we're putting all of our content out there, which is the NetReady. We've also got our podcasting channel as well as our LinkedIn page for our professional side. Sometimes we like to be professional.
What a question.
Not always a party.
No, we certainly are professional. What do you mean? Consummate professionals.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much, Stuart.
Exude excellence within the multi-level marketing space.
Oh, you can stay. You get another week.
Thank you so much. Richard, thank you.
Go off.
It was a pleasure. Right. Cheers, guys.